Grandma's Diary, September the 3rd, 1942. Today I had Grandma came to help me, and Esther and Miriam were also here. We canned peaches for the whole afternoon. I'm going to do something a little different for this video, something I've never done before. I'm going to have a voiceover, and I'm going to share with you what we are making today on this Cheat Meal Monday. So as you see, I have my refrigerator open, and I'm trying to figure out what we're going to make. So we have some carrots, and I'm looking to see what else I can use for today's meal. I'm trying to find all kinds of leftovers of things that really need to get used up. I have some cabbage that I got from the garden. It's tiny, but it would be perfect for what we're going to have on our open fire today. All right, so we got some of those ingredients, and now I'm going to look and see what else we can find. I found some beef broth. We're going to use that too. When I cook my food outside, I really feel like a pioneer woman back in the 1800s. Even though I have a lot of modern things that help me, I have to start the fire, and usually that goes rather quickly. But we've had some excess rain the last 24 hours. It made things quite wet and damp, so it took me a little bit to get my fire started. But once I got it started, I started adding all of my sticks to it. Cooking out on an open fire is a lot of work, but it's so much rewarding and so much fun to try to cook things that don't cost any money. All right, adding some dry leaves really helps get the fire going. And I'm soon going to have a good fire, and I could be able to start making our meal. Oh, this is already a lot of work. And I didn't even get the meal started yet. Can you imagine having to do this every single day? Living on the homestead in the pioneer days? Yeah, it was a lot of work. I got the fire going good. Now we're going to put some carrots in. We have green beans and some tomatoes. Every little bits of food that I found in my refrigerator, in my freezer. So we're going to use some of the cabbage. I had to take off a couple of the leaves because they were starting to turn brown. So we couldn't use that, but I found just enough cabbage for this big pot of soup. It's nice using vegetables that aren't always perfect. You just got to cut around and find the good parts. Now we're going to put some beef broth in. Starting to look good already, I do believe. This is the first time I ever made soup on an open fire using a cast iron Dutch oven. Stir it around a little bit, and what else can I add to it? I'm going to add 1 pint of my homemade canned ground beef. And that is what really made it good, because it had some peppers in it. Added a pint of that. I canned my ground beef in beef broth, and it's very little fat. I always saute my ground beef first before I can it. Add some corn. Oh, we have plenty of it. Give it a stir, and it's starting to look like something that's going to be delicious. I zoomed in my camera just a little bit so you could really see what it looks like. Now that is healthy eating. Very little fat and lots of vegetables. And most of the vegetables came from my garden. Of course, not the corn. The deer like the corn way too much, but maybe next year I'll find a new improved way of growing corn. You'll put our lid on it, and now all we have to do is wait for just a little bit. I decided to add a little protein, and so we have some kidney beans. It was 1 pint of the kidney beans. The kidney beans I thought would really make it good. Ooh, Tessie, you sure you got a fire going on there? I decided to use some of my spices. It's got some garlic and onion and oregano and no salt in it. It just really adds a little bit of a kick to any kind of meal that you're preparing. So we got that good. Let's get that lid on, girl. We got to get started. We got to get this food cooking. In a matter of a few minutes, the fire will calm down and our cast iron skillet is really hot. That's the most surprising thing of all, is how fast the cast iron skillet gets hot and how hot it stays. A great invention. Now I see why these pioneer women loved it so much.